Welcome back. Good afternoon, everybody. You just heard Chairman Powell live on his press conference right here on Tiger TV, on YouTube, and markets. So December, his phrase, folks, the Fed, they cut by 25 basis points. But when he was talking about the December cut, it is not a guarantee. And I believe the wording he used was far from it. And to give you the market reaction, when he stated that, there's your 1 minute chart, and he said that at 235, and that market dropped from 26,275, 200 points in the NASDAQ 100. We've lifted a bit. Now he's done talking. He ended talking about 5 minutes ago. Now, the market has recoiled, okay, but yields have not. Yet again, we come into the Fed meeting, and we are ripping lower. Where's the last Fed meeting? Right here. It's happening again. It's happening even more, and the market may care. Okay, it hasn't cared just yet, but we are sitting right now. Let's pull up yields. What are we at? As we have yields spiking. Look at this move. 21 ticks lower. Pulling it up. Take a look at this yield curve. Computer's a little slow. Cooperate. Come on. There we go. Because, yeah, the markets may have bounced, but the 10-year is at 4.06, just like that. 4.06 on the 10-year. We jump over the dollar. 99.34. You got some dollar strength on higher yields, and yeah, that's weighing on gold. So you better believe it. Gold, there's your intraday move. There's your 230 volatility. When he said that and yield spiked higher, we came into that bar at 4,000. We're trading at 39.65 right now. Gold down another 0.5%. We put it back on the daily, chopping around near the 382 of this move we had that began in August, and on a volume perspective, 262,000 contracts today. We did 330 yesterday. But you may get some volume coming into the end of the day. The market as well. You know, we caught quite a nice little bid, but the volume is waning a bit, and we've been chopping around. There's 26,200 on the NASDAQ. Dow off 190 points, off 0.4% right now. The Russell does not like higher yield. Off 1.2%. Look at that roller coaster, right? The higher price, boom. The Russell from 25.26 down to 24.86. 40 points in a 5-minute bar, and we're testing those lows in the Russell right now. NASDAQ as well. All right, banner day for NVIDIA, giving back some of the gains. $5 trillion, folks. First equity, first company to do it. On the heels of NVIDIA, you have Microsoft that's chopping around at $4 trillion right now. Apple, $4 trillion as well. We might have dipped below there slightly as we've pulled back a bit. Look at the two-way volatility on Apple today. Now you have Amazon and Apple tomorrow with their numbers. Okay, today, though, we got Microsoft. Now, quite a day for Microsoft to have an Azure outage. You spike from 546 down to 538 yesterday. The news on OpenAI becoming a for-profit entity spikes it higher to 557. Cloud is going to be in focus this afternoon. So we got Microsoft. You get Google today as well. Google, man, look at this rocket ship. Up 2.2%. Aside from NVIDIA, Google might be the strongest equity in the market right now. Okay? You jump over to Google. 3.3, I believe. Yeah, 3.3 trillion. On Google. Amazon is running at a number, it's 2.4 trillion, and you jump over to Meta shares at $1.9 trillion. Pretty remarkable. NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft combined $13 trillion in just those companies. All right, we jump over to crude. 60.36, rolling over a bit. You put that on a 15-minute, 5-minute intraday. And yeah, we're coming into the lows. Now, we hit those lows with volume when the chairman was talking right there on crude. There's your 225. We're below that, actually. But we're below on lighter volume. You trade. Look at that volume at 225 coming into Fed day on crude. Okay, we jump around. So the Fed cuts interest rates, but the data blackout obscures the path ahead. Okay, push back against the assumptions that a December rate cut was highly likely. The rate decision, here's what changed. Okay, we went over this right at 2 o'clock when it came out. They're going to stop allowing securities to roll off their balance sheet December 1st. Okay, the committee decided to conclude the reduction of its aggregate securities on holdings on December 1st. Beyond that, there were just small iterations. Recent data, available indicators. I'll post that one in the Tiger's Den. But just a small number, and the real news out there was he was saying, hey, we don't know what's going on, but there was a real conversation, okay, about the rates going forward in December. December 10th's the number in terms of when they are next. And you get Stephen Moran dissents that they should go 50 basis points, and then you get one of the Fed governors, Kansas City Fed Governor Chud, saying they should have went none, zero, that he didn't want to cut at all. Market's looking a little jittery right now, okay? And I only say that on a valuation perspective. There's so much expectation baked into this market right now, and one of the things baked into it is a December rate cut. And that's getting pulled out of the market right now, and it's not stopping. You get the 10-year down 21 ticks. You take a look at the yield curve, okay? The 2-year is up 11 basis points, folks. That is a huge move on the 2-year, okay? Jump over the 2-year. ZT, and yeah, mammoth move on a 2-year. You take a look at the 2-year on a daily. We're coming back in to test the lows of where we were on September 26th. And you got the 2-year right now, up 11 basis points. 3.6 is the yield. And the 10-year sitting at 4.07, up by 9 basis points. That's half of a quarter point cut, right? Just taken out of the market on a 2-year basis. Yeah, NASDAQ rolls over. Oh, it's going to be an interesting earnings session, folks, coming in. You got Microsoft. Okay, let's jump around to further headlines. I chuckle as in, man, right? You're dealing with a Fed day. You're dealing with an Azure having issues. I got to find that one. All right, you know what we will jump to, though? Let's jump to NVIDIA. So $5 trillion. And the one thing I just wanted to point out is how quickly this run has taken place recently. Okay, and then how quickly it's taken place really since ChatGPT was released. They were a $400 billion company. Check this out. I'll blow it up. $400 billion, somewhere around there. Okay, in October, they were $290. Elon should have been more concerned with buying NVIDIA than buying Twitter. No, I kid, but pretty remarkable that there are people on planet Earth that had the wealth to buy NVIDIA in 2022. And they would have had all the $5 trillion. Now, I'm generalizing, but that's how big the run has been. ChatGPT gets released. It's a one-way trip. Now, since the April lows, you were at $2.38 trillion. You're talking about adding $2.6 trillion since then. And even better than that, okay, is you're talking about a company with about 25 billion shares outstanding. And we were trading at 178 last Thursday. You made it up to 212. That's $34, folks. And $34, is $850 billion in market cap added from Friday morning, where NVIDIA was, up to the highs of 212. It's been a remarkable run. And they're out with their numbers next week. Okay? So, we get again Meta, Microsoft, Google today, and cloud's going to be in focus. Microsoft had some big Azure numbers last time around, but guess what? Look at the give up the last time they had those numbers. Where are we coming into? Right at that same price area. We just hit a high of 553.72 yesterday. We're coming right back, folks. Stay tuned. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
I'm O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. It's 3:42 p.m. Eastern Time, 18 minutes left to go until the closing bell, and you got markets chopping around. S&P's right now, 69.03. Okay, we look at the intraday action. You drive down on Powell's statement just after he began that press conference, and we're just coming back potentially. You got a little bit of a bounce there with some volume, but this is going to be an interesting 18 minutes, and it's complicated by the fact that you got huge tech earnings coming down the line after the closing bell, and we do it all again tomorrow, and yields with no reprieve whatsoever. Okay, the market had it almost at 96% that we were getting a cut in December within the last week. Okay? That number is far below there. We're probably pushing 70 to 80% right now. I like the question, if you're listening to the press conference, by Michael McKee of Bloomberg, and he was asking about the stimulative effect of cuts and how cuts could help job creation, which is what in normal times that would do. But what he asked is if Chairman Powell, how he thought about the fact that lower interest rates weren't driving job creation, but it was actually driving investments into AI data centers, which and I don't even think he used in the long run, but in the long run would end up taking away jobs. So it's going to be an interesting future, and I say future as in we're here right now, that to stimulate the economy, companies used to hire humans. And what I found myself thinking as he asked that great question was stimulating the economy for economic growth is no longer going to rely on ramping up your workforce. It is now going to be investments in technology. And take that and run with it with whereas in technology, data centers first and foremost right now. But as productivity takes off and we are there, that's something that the Fed's probably going to have to deal with. And I say probably as in they are. It was a great question. It's got me thinking in a great way. Gold, under pressure. This is a move in yields, folks. Okay? Yeah, it's not stopping. What was interesting as well is that he said at one point, we never comment on future meetings. He said something to the degree of, we don't lock ourselves into the next meeting. We never do that, right? They're always going to be data dependent. They're going to get data between meetings. And he goes, so we'll never be sure, he said, but this is even more special, right? Or something like that. He was saying, we don't comment on meetings and tell you what we're not going to do. But he said, but this time we're really telling you that we are far from, as in he was saying, this isn't just, he was trying to tell you that this was not him just saying that we don't comment on future meetings like they always do. This was him saying, we are not commenting on the future of this meeting in particular because of the discussion taking place. And yields are reacting, man. There's your 10-year. You jump over the 2-year. Whew, big move. Not stopping. 2-year right now, up by 11 basis points. Jump over to silver. Silver right now, flat, 47.31. Okay, Fiserv, down 44%. Now, this is where analysts, rightfully so, get some flack because they always come out of the woodworks like this, all right? You're talking about 80% of the 30 analysts covering Fiserv had a buy rating. Now, we'll find out what was going on in this company that had it missed this fantastically, but it just wasn't today, folks. Okay, look at that chart. From 238, you got a one-way trip. Their last earnings were abysmal. We've drifted lower, and surprise, surprise, it's going to be worse than they thought, okay? Now they're getting downgrades, of course. Now they're getting downgrades, okay? So as Bloomberg puts it, you have questions for the executives and for the analysts, as in how you miss to this degree. And then what gets even more complicated, and not complicated, but this will give the story more legs for sure, is that the tenure of Frank Bisinano, right, who led Fiserv until earlier this year, and now he's been tapped to be the Social Security Administrator by Trump. The only analyst that had a sell rating ahead of the result said multiple business units fell off a cliff. The long-term view was that the company's core Clover arm was not competitive against peers such as Lightspeed and Toast. Yeah, so they said that revenue fell 3%, margins plummeted to 42%, down about 5 percentage points in the same period a year earlier. Financial Solutions is decelerating, and so the issue seems more systematic across Fiserv. All right. Boeing shares trading lower on their numbers. Check out the volume. That's some volume. All right. You're not breaking the lows, though. That nice 212 area, that's where we were back September 22nd, earlier in this month. We're right back down there today. We take a look at the weekly on Boeing. Like everything else, it's been a heck of a run since the April lows. You come back down, this is going to be the area. That bar from June 9th, we're right into that bar right now. And you want to see that 200 area hold. It's a nice floor. You get down to 200, that's a nice floor from Boeing. If you're looking to get in, a little bit of patience, you're down by 4.5%. And the only methodology there, folks, is you put a stop right under it, and you better keep that stop, okay? But that's a nice area. If you're looking for support, trading back into that bar, and that's your 382 from the run higher this year. Let's talk about the valuation of some of these companies. As I just told you, NVIDIA has created $850 billion in market cap in the last 6 days. Look at these companies down here. AMD, ASML, Micron, Lam, Qualcomm, Intel, ARM Holdings. NVIDIA's almost taken all those companies in the last 6 days alone. $4.9 trillion. The industrials, a combined $4.7 trillion. The consumer staples, you can have it all for $2.8 trillion. And you'll see out there, though, that they're trading right now at 33 times next year's projected earnings. Now, I'm not sure if that's off the number we hit today or yesterday, because we're up a lot today. It's not that far above the PE of 24 for the S&P 500. At some point, NVIDIA is going to have some competition, though, folks. That's the one thing, right? They're going to have to, grow into that $5 trillion valuations through profits. And margins are incredible for that company. They're going to sell 20 million chips of the current generation. $5 trillion. S&P's flat. NASDAQ up 110. We're coming back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome Welcome back, folks. On a weekly basis, we got the S&Ps right now. You're trading higher. And look at that green bar. Now, on a daily basis, we're negative by 4, but markets chopping around. Look at the bid we just got on the S&Ps, and you're doing it with volume, folks. Okay, that's the biggest volume bar we've had since 3 o'clock, and you're going to get more than that. These are, 30,000 contracts. Yeah, coming into 26, 36, so right into where we were as Chairman Powell was talking. NASDAQ 100, right back to where we were before he dropped off on that remark that they are far from baked in for a cut at the December 10th meeting. And yields on the rise. The 10-year is negative 21 ticks right now. And man, you jump over to Microsoft shares. We got Microsoft after the bell, Google, Meta, tomorrow, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft with an Azure outage this morning. I'm still seeing headlines jumping over saying that they hope to have it resolved in the next couple hours. Still working on the fix. Back that up. There it is. But look at Microsoft. I mean, that's the highest you traded at outside of the first 15 minutes of the day for Microsoft coming into the close. Google. How's that for all-time highs coming into the close? Google helping power the NASDAQ 100 higher. 2.6% to the upside. Today, belonging to NVIDIA. $5 trillion. We got NVIDIA at $5 trillion. Microsoft, Apple at $4 trillion. Remarkable times we live in. We'll see how the opening closing bell goes. So I'm coming back for the 4 o'clock update, folks. We get those earnings after the bell, and let's jump over the VIX. How's that? VIX. I mean, the S&Ps are only off 6 points, folks, and the VIX is at 1713. We have an elevated VIX. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in on Fed Day, spending your afternoon right here with me. Couldn't appreciate it more. Have a great night. Have a safe night, folks. I'm coming back for the 4 o'clock update, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Have a great one, folks.